Witnness.com. We're here with Tim Booth from James. Have you enjoyed your day so far in Ferryhouse Racecourse?
Oh yeah, it's great. It's kind of 4:20 in the afternoon. Strange time to go and play music, but it's really great, very casual, and you just kind of slowly pull people in. It's really nice.
You certainly did that. I mean, the amount of, we'll say, younger people getting into your stuff was astounding. You find that at festivals that, the crowd, whereas there's people who know you die-hard fans, there's also, newcomers who may not necessarily know your newer stuff, who recognize the classics straight away and kind of get down with it.
That's why we do festivals. It's a kind of pleasure playing to skeptics and watching them get slowly seduced. And because we consider ourselves a live band, I don't think that's a dying breed. Music is now based so much upon image and many other factors, and so we know when we get on these stages we can usually wake people up and get them interested in what we're doing.
Talking of images, I mean, the image of your current album, Pleased to Meet You, is quite striking in that regard. I mean, was that a comment by you on certain things, or was it just a really good idea that the photographer came up with and you went with it?
It was an idea that Brian, was banding around. He was taking weird photographs of us in the studio and then superimposing them on top of each other and making new characters. So that was the initial idea, and it just seemed fascinating because you look at these composite photographs where there's 5 people in them, and something's wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on what it is. It's either they're lacking a soul, or they have 5 souls. You can't quite make out which one.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a comment on that James, the name of the band James, sounds like an individual. So there's an individual's face with my nose and Jimmy's chin and someone else's eye, and it's that thing that people keep thinking it's an individual and mistaking it. And it also symbolically shows that it's a united band.
I mean, in terms of the music as well, I mean, do you find, working with Brian Eno again, that he was bringing new things out of you the whole time, or did you find it was a kind of a comfort zone to return to work with someone you knew so well?
Brian is always a joy to work with, an absolute pleasure. It's like, I know that's going to be the thing I look back on and go, when I finish music, and go, oh, we got to work with Brian Eno. There's so many people wanting to work with Brian Eno, and he hardly works with anyone. You two and us, and that's about it right now. And I know Flea and Michael Stipe, and they've all wanted to work with Eno, and you don't do it. So feel very honoured to have done that. And he doesn't get into set ways of working. It's always looking to try and experiment and new ways of bringing out the best in people. But his thing is mainly just bringing out the best in people, and that's his great skill.
It seems as well, I mean, the process he involves himself with a band is ongoing. I mean, he engaged with you over a long-term time. I remember reading in, say, A Year with Swollen Appendices, I mean, tapes are coming back and forth, and he was still commenting on it, working on it all the way, writing you letters and stuff. I mean, that's a very proactive approach for producers take these days, isn't it?
Yes. I mean, with U2, say, he worked for 1.5 years on that album. And I know he's an impatient man who doesn't like being in the studio for that length of time. And so I went to him and said, okay, we want to make a quick record. We're going to take the songs on tour as demos, and then we'll come in the studio and record them in 3 weeks. And that's what excited him about this project, was that he loves that kind of blitzkrieg, very concentrated, focused attention. And we love that. It took we were doing 16-hour days, and it was fantastic fun. It was masterclass work. And then, Brian will explore a song for 1.5 days and then throw it all away and go back to the original demo. We're not attached. It's like you go for the best thing you can get. It's great fun.
In terms of today, I mean, are you hanging around now, or are you heading off? If you're hanging around, who would you look for? Who would you like to see? What bands on today's bill will attract Tim Booth's attention?
None of them.
Are you serious?
I'm going, actually. I'm heading out soon. We've just come off a heavy weekend. We were headlining in Spain at 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday morning, and then we had to get back to the headline in Guildford yesterday, and then we flew straight over here. It's like, whoa, I want to go to bed now, please.
Right, okay. Listen, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate that.
Pleasure, thank you.